Hello, my stamping friends. My name is Marilyn. I'm coming to you from Spruce Grove, Alberta, Canada. I'm an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator, but love sharing crafting ideas with you. Different ideas for cards, different techniques. It's just all fun to share with someone else who would like to try it, and that's what I'm here for. So tonight is Thursday, September 7th. And as usual, I have a number of things to share with you. I have a card I'm going to show you how I made, and I'm going to share some cards that I've received in swaps, which means that I make a number of them and send them out, and other people send cards to me. So it's a great way to, to share in this community. So I hope you'll stick around. I do have a draw at the end for everyone who comments. You even comment once and say hi or tell me where you're watching from. And I usually have a question. So my question for tonight is, what, pardon me, with it being September, I know I've seen lots and lots and lots of pictures of kids going back to school. Did any of you see the one that Patty Bennett did on our demonstrator planning place? I believe it was. It was on Facebook anyway, where she held up a sign as to how old she was and what grade she was in while she was actually going to the new catalog launch. So she was pretending she was a first day of school student and had all the pieces like everybody does with their kids. I just thought it was really, really neat. Neat way to approach the whole day yesterday when it was our new catalog launch. So that is one of the things I want to remind you. If you don't know already, a new catalog was available yesterday. I'm going to show you a little bit of it, not a lot, because I know there's lots of catalog previews that people have been sharing, and you've probably watched lots. But if you have any questions on it, please let me know. But my question for you today to do with the back to school is there's lots of classes coming out for adults as well as the students in school. And what kind of class would you like to sign up for offered by your community? Not necessarily card making classes like mine. I'd love to have you sign up for any of those. And speaking of that, I will just quickly go through them. This is monthly card class is the third Thursday of the month, and registration ends tonight. Now, I understand from one of my gals that the form I had put out there for you to register for this one wasn't working earlier. I think it's working now, so give it a try. And if not, message me if you do want to take part in that class. All of my classes are on Zoom, and I do require 2 weeks notice prior to the class so I can get the kit mailed to you anywhere in Canada. So let me know. I have a 12-month of Christmas card class, which is next Thursday. Kits are already done, registration closed for this month, but I do one every month. So keep an eye out for that one if you're interested. Fridays, we have a Zoom with Friends class, which is, again, everything is on Zoom. It's a fun class that lots of you do watch and take part in if you can. And we have different people teaching it. So we send out an email Thursday morning with all of the details needed for what you need to cut for the class. And then Friday we get together at 1 and we just have a ball chit-chatting and creating together. So a great community we've built there. So thank you to everyone who does that. And I hope to see all of you there. And if you're interested, just send me a message. What else do I have to share? I have a link here. I'll leave this up for a little bit that will take you to all of my information, whether it's to get my newsletter, to sign up for classes, to shop with me, to Pinterest, to Instagram, to shop for my retired products. Everything is in that one link. So I'll leave that up for you to take a screenshot. I'm going to switch the camera over to my desktop, and then I will double check any of the comments and make sure that things are looking good on my iPad. So good to see you all. And thank you for commenting and sharing with each other. So hello, Betty. Good to see you, Betty. Oh, that's the other thing I should mention. I know Betty watches from YouTube and a lot of you watch from Facebook. I can see comments from both. You will only be able to see comments from the one you're watching from. So if there's something that I'm replying to and it doesn't make sense, just kind of let me know and I will try to share it on the screen like this. I can show Betty's comment. And thank goodness I can put you up on the large TV. Betty has had cataract surgery, which is why she's saying that. So yes, Betty, I'm so glad you're here and I'm glad you can see me. So thanks for joining me. And then we have Linda, we have Peggy. Thank you, Peggy, for sharing. And comments as to what you would like to learn to do. Linda would have always wanted to learn how to weave. That's a good hobby to pick up. And Stacy has Mexican cooking class. Good idea. Carmen has a pottery class. Always wanted to try it. Carmen, just on the pottery bit, I was way back when, many years ago, obviously, when we were first married. We were living in Edmonton, and a girlfriend and I wanted to take ceramics, and we signed up for ceramics. But when we got there, it was pottery, and it wasn't my favorite thing. So I wish you luck, and I'm sure you will be able to handle it. So good trying. Okay, we have Gail, Kathleen. Kathleen, again, sound is in and out, and I'm sitting still and I've got the mic plugged in. I don't know what else I can do. I will keep trying and hopefully it will get better, Kathleen. And welcome to Jayette from, and I'm going to guess that VA would be maybe Virginia. I'm not too positive on that. Sorry if I've got it wrong, but okay, good to hear. Linda, sound is good there. And Marie is here. Yes, great to see all of you. So thank you. Thank you for joining in. And like I say, the question is, what kind of class would you like to sign up for? Being it's fall, I always look at what's out there. Haven't signed up for anything else for a long time, obviously, but if you wanted to do something besides card making, what kind of class would you like to learn? And there's some good suggestions in there. And thank you. It was Virginia. So good to know. Okay, so I'm going to just remind you of a couple other things before I get started on the card. You can look at what I've got here and know that this is the set I'm going to use, which is out of the annual catalog. But Stampin' Up! Has also introduced a new card kit this month. They do one every month. They have special DSP. If you haven't seen that advertised yet on people's social media, emails, whatever, look for it because it's only while supplies last. It happens to be papers that Stampin' Up! Had ordered thinking we were going to have a second celebration, and then we didn't. So they have this paper, and they are offering it to us. And I noted I haven't got any of it. We were not allowed to purchase it early. But the silver and gold glimmer paper is adhesive backed. So just wanted to share that with you so that you know that's a little bit different than what we normally have. So keep that in mind. And World Card Making Day is coming on October 7th. That is a day that Stampin' Up! Is open to all of us and all of our customers to make cards together for I believe it's 2 till 5 in the afternoon. And again, there is information out about that. And anyone is welcome to join, and it's a free class. So we just craft along with whoever's there. It's Stampin' Up! Putting it on, so it'll be Stampin' Up! People, but great to know. Okay, just a couple other things. Kathleen would like to learn Spanish or German. That's a great aim to have. And Marie, relaxation classes because I need to relax more. Well, hopefully these card classes, like even tonight, will help you do that, Marie. So, and hello, Sue and Linda. Yes, Spanish would be cool. Whoops, sorry, I'm trying to read this. Coming in late, Catherine. You're not really late. I just went over all the spiel of what I have and whatever. My question is, because we're in fall where we sign up for classes, I know I have some grandkids still very active in school, but also in sports, and they have hockey and soccer and tennis and golf and flag football and all kinds of things. But what would you like to sign up for if you had a choice? And most of us do have a choice, but it's whether we want to carry it through or not. It probably all of them do take commitment. And some of us struggle with that, myself included. So if there's no other questions, as always, put your questions in the comments. If someone else can answer them, please go ahead and do that. If not, I do read everything. I do go back over them a number of times, and I will also at the end of this week, like next Wednesday evening, Thursday morning, I will be going through all the comments, putting your name in a draw to win whatever we're making tonight. So it's just a little bit of incentive to please keep in touch, whether you're watching the replay on Facebook or on YouTube. I love to hear from you. So tonight I have Timeless Arrangements, which is a set that I didn't buy right away when the catalog came out. It has a stamp set with lots of good sayings for many different occasions and different fonts, which I really like. It is photopolymer, so you can get them placed where you want them. And it comes with a die set, 16 dies, and I usually do a sheet like this that shows what shape the dies are. And some of them, as you can see here, whoops, if I move it, you can. Some of them you can stamp and die cut out. Others just, these are the ones, obviously. Well, you know which ones. And then these are little extras. These are little extras. But these are the ones that are really unique. And I'll show you how those go together in the card I'm going to make. So that's a great set. And that you'll find on page 67 of the annual catalog. And as you can see here, it's a 10% discount if you buy the bundle. There are some awesome samples, and it says for more creative storage options, see page 124. So it's telling you, pay attention in all of your catalogs for little things like this with a note on them that it's giving you different ideas. So I'm not casing one of these, but I just wanted to show you all the different possibilities. These are obviously stamped and cut out. And then some of the background ones are just cut out. This one does have some background pieces cut here, but it's designer paper. This one has quite a bit back here. So I thought tonight I would case one, which I watched recently by Lauren Urbanus. She does Lauren's Scrap-A-Lot. Sue is saying this one isn't available right now, but soon. Yes, I believe the dies were sold out at one point, but it will be back. And it does tell you that. Well, it tells you returning soon, unless you're a demonstrator and you can go into the inventory status report and it will give you more information. So for tonight, I am going to recreate a card similar to this. It has my background, piece of designer paper, another piece of cardstock, and then I've die cut some of these and used the rectangle from that set as well, and some sequin embellishments. So the paper I'm using is Inked Botanicals, and I like to take the colors that are in it. So this one is the Crushed Curry, this one is the Calypso Coral, and the one I'm going to do is Lost Lagoon. So I like to pull those because I know they're going to match what's in the paper. And I'm guessing that a lot of you do the same thing, but just in case, that's how I do it. So then, let me just go back and move this out of the way. The other, pardon me, the other die I used is this one from the Scallop Contours, just to cut that edge and give it a bit of shape, definition. Lauren did say, Lauren's Scrap-A-Lot, that's what it's called. She did say in hers that she cased a card from Karen Duke, which is my upline. So thank you, Karen, for sharing that card with her, and she shared it with me. So I didn't do anything on the inside of that one, but I'm going to show you a couple of others when I get to that point. And I do have a few of the new catalog items, so I'll try and keep an eye. If there's anything in the catalog that you would like to see up close and personal, let me know. And if I have it, I have the bin right here and I can pull it in and show you. but otherwise I'm not doing a catalog walk through, like I say, because I've seen many of them and they cover basically what I probably would have covered. I'm starting with Lost Lagoon 11 by 4 1/4 and going to fold it in half, and my card is going to stand like this. Then I have a white piece. On the prior one, I went edge to edge on the white. This one, I thought I would go and leave a border. And I want to show you just a couple of things. I've got everything cut here, so it won't take us long. But on the inside, I'm going to put another white. And I wanted a piece to put, again, border to border here. But I don't know if you can see this. I'll try and get it to where you can maybe see. The edge here was really, really rough. Like I cut it and I thought, oh boy, I need sandpaper or something. So, and there, well, maybe you can see it better there. So I changed my blade in my paper trimmer, and the next one was cut perfectly. So just bear that in mind if you're having issues with how it is awful rough, that you might need to change that cutting blade. And on that note, I have to reach mine because I didn't cut this down. So my paper is 4 inches, my inside layer. So I'm going to cut this at 3 3/4 to have the border all around like I want. And I'm going to put that on and put that piece on the inside. So do any of you have this paper? Have you used it for different designs? And if so, what was your favorite with it? I sometimes forget. I have my 6 by 6 paper stored in a different place than my 12 by 12. And sometimes I have to remember that it's there to go and use it. So I'm guessing that maybe some of you are the same. So I'm going to put this on the inside. And most of the time I do not stamp on the inside of my cards. I will do a little more on the Christmas card ones. But not often on these everyday ones, I'm going to call them. So then my white will go on the outside. Like I say, this isn't going to take very long, but I just thought it was really a neat set to showcase for you. And I have 3 or 4 samples that will give you an idea of what you can do with this. And I like to usually pick mine up like this and look at it. I usually burnish from the back so that I'm not actually pushing on that to move it. And before I put this one on though, I do want to put my scallop piece behind it. And I found, I just placed it wherever I liked how it ended up. And I'm thinking, I'm going to grab my circle now and put just a little bit of glue on here. Yes, Linda, I like the Lost Lagoon too. So, and I love, as I've said before, I really, really like pulling my colors from the what the designer paper has. And this one did have a few other colors in it, so I was able to pull in the Calypso Coral with the crushed curry. But this one is more of a monotone, which again, monotone is one of my favorites. So that is going to be my scalloped edge. I could use this for something. And see how straight I can cut. And then that is going to go on there. So not layers or anything. I see your note, Marie. Yes, hubby is doing fairly well tonight. But as most of you know, each day is a little different, so I'm never quite sure. But he's been getting lots of sleep, so I think that's helping. Kathleen, I like your comment here. Just going to pop it on so everyone can see it. I do forget the 6x6 paper. I'm thinking of putting the DSP and regular cardstock on Evernote. All I have is stamp sets and dies. Just put, yes, I have all of mine on Airtable, which is similar to Evernote. And I don't usually go there. I'm usually, when I'm looking for mine, I'm busy flipping through it down here. But it's a great way to actually know what you've got and hopefully not buy duplicates, which is what I like it for. So very similar, Kathleen, to the Evernote. So thank you for that. Now, this one with Linda, I never think to use the scalloped edge after seeing the card. I'll be putting it out. Yes, yeah, the one that if you go to Lauren's Scrap-A-Lot, hers is different, and I don't know where it was from. I don't remember. I'm sure she did say, but there's a few of them out there. What is Evernote? What is Evernote? Okay, Evernote is a database program. If a lot of you are part of Dar's team, if you register for her classes, it's through Zoom, but she does use Evernote. It comes up Evernote on there. And like I say, it's a database for tracking things. A lot of people use it for keeping track of their stamp sets, like Kathleen mentioned. I did try it at one time, and I don't remember why I quit using it, but I've been using Airtable for a number of years now, and I use it for my registrations, which works almost all the time, except for today, right, Gail? Um, but it's whatever you are comfortable using. If you want something to track your stamp sets and your um, all of your Stampin' Up stuff, which is what I use mine for, just find something. There's lots of, like Airtable has a free version, I believe Evernote has as well, and give it a try and see what you think and if you think it will work for you. There are a couple YouTubes. Paper Pixie has one about Airtable, and I was always going to do the same thing. I never got to it yet. I can always help you with Airtable if you so desire. We can set up a Zoom and I can show you what I do with it and what you can possibly do with it. So just keep that in mind. I don't mind helping at all. So I have here two of the die cuts cut out, one in the Lost Lagoon and one with this, well, this is going to blind you, but this paper, which is dry brush metallic, and it is online only. And I know it says soft succulent, but I felt that it went quite well with it. And so what's really neat about these dies is that when you put them together, they layer like this. So you've got the two little foot pieces, and you can adjust them, but they're that way. And then your label can go right over them and hide it, and it looks like you've spent a lot of time, put it over there a little bit, putting those pieces in behind to make it look good. So, okay, Marie. Oh, yes, yes, Zoom will always be there. Our Zoom class is recorded and sent out to everybody in that group. So if you can't make it, as Marie is saying, and you don't have to let me know. I just turn it on at 1 o'clock, and whoever's there enjoys it, and then we carry on. So I'm going to just add some glue here to this. Glue works, and I really like how these dies work. And I want to be able to see most of my silver. So there's three different. There's the I'm going to call this the greenery one because it is most often used as green back here. This is a different layout again, as you can see. This one's a little bit finer, and there is a third one. Yeah, some of the other cards, when I show you, you'll see the different ones. And then what I'm going to do, and I've cut out my label, which there's 3 labels in that die set as well, and I'm just going to place it where I want it by putting adhesive here. And again, using the liquid glue on my silicone mat, I can adjust it a little bit if need be. This piece is sticking over. I'm doing a card for my Christmas card class that has that in it, and I did end up trimming it just for the design it was. Then I've used the other rectangle, and if you notice, these dies are really neat. They have a little X in the center of each side, which is so unique. I just thought it was pretty neat. So I'm going to put dimensionals on the back of that one and put it on. And then I can put it on the card. And that's pretty well it. So I'll try to put it straight. So whoever gets this is going to want it straight, right? Then when I went to put my dimensionals on here, I did make sure I caught some of these edges just as an extra precaution for keeping everything where I wanted it. And I'll probably end up putting, and I always use all of these edges on here. Do you guys do that too? Use your edges on the dimensionals. I want to make sure this stays where it belongs, so I'll put quite a few on there for that. Thank you, Gail. Gail says, yes, my registration is usually quite easy to use and user-friendly. It's not the fanciest, but it works for me. And it's nice to, what happens with my registration forms is that once you register, it goes directly into a table where I can look and see who all has registered and keep track of it and when I send it out and all that kind of stuff. So the ones that Lauren did, she had them over here. And edges. Yes, Stacy, you're right. Stacy says, I like the edges to cut and use the little pieces. I will show you. I don't know if I have one of those here or not. I think I do. Maybe it's my Christmas card one. I'm going to take the liberty of just doing this, not even asking you guys, just because, because I want to show you some different layouts with all of these. And then I brought in for here, I used the gold, and I'm going to, I'm probably going to use the gold. Well, the silver's on there. I don't know if I want gold again. Maybe I'll use some of these because they're shiny, different colors. And just as always, this takes the longest, of course, is deciding where you want those, but that's pretty well my card. So those are, yes, I like monochromatic too, Gail. Pastel adhesive back sequins. And that is our card for tonight with a little bit of designer paper on the inside. So we have that one in Lost Lagoon. We have this one in Crushed Curry. I made this one in the Calypso Coral and used a bigger die here. And the other piece of that glimmer paper, or whatever you want to call it, for this, because it went more with the coral. And I did nothing on the inside. So those 3 are basically the same. And trying to lay them out here. Pardon me. Thank you. I see lots of nice cards and I'm liking it. And then I have some. This one I received in a swap a while ago. Actually, when the new catalog came out, because this set was new in there. It's got an embossed folder. Pardon me. Here with the Country Corners die cut. The dark green. Here's a a lighter pink, and then here's the darker one. And this is one of the ones that's stamped and cut out. And another greeting there. And this one from Karen Yeomans, who's quite often on here. Kathleen, you forget the scallop dies too. Yeah, there's we've got so many things that we can use again and again and again and in different places that it's nice to be reminded. So on this one, Karen did an embossed folder here. She's got some of the shimmer paper here. She's got some vellum here and glossy dots. Beautiful card, Karen. Thank you so much. And different layers here on the front. And she has stamped on the inside. And then this one I did recently for our Christmas card class last month. And I used gold, red, and green. So traditional Christmas colors. I embossed the background and nothing on the inside there. I don't know where the one went, but it must be in the next stuff that I'm doing. I did these cutout edges. I did use on the inside of the card for the other one. So those are my cards for tonight. And I'm going to, this one will be going to someone who's been commenting on there, which I will share next week. So I have some, before I get to the happy mail, I do want to share just a couple things out of the new caddy. If there's nothing else, I don't see anybody asking to look at anything particular, so I won't. But have you seen the new deckled circles? These are so big that I don't have a magnet big enough to hold them, but I've got them in the envelope. And I've done this. So this gives you a visual of the different sizes. And I really like doing that kind of a getting to know you die thing with it. So I just thought I would share that with you. And Kathleen has ordered the circles. Good for you. The other one I got recently is the snowflake embossing folder. And I did it on the gold, which again is kind of blinding for your eyes. But if I hold it like that, you can probably see how neat it is. And then there is one done on a colored, this is retired paper that I've been using for things like this. Stacy says that the circle dies look like an old-fashioned rug. And Catherine says like a crocheted rug. Yes, it does, doesn't it? My mom used to make a rag rug where you braided rags. Did you ever do that? Another one I've got is the Christmas Tidings embossing folder, and I've done it on gold just so you can see it. And these aren't like 11.75. This one is a little bigger, so it's 15, but not a huge amount. I've got a few embellishments. But, look at these, aren't they? I haven't written colors on them yet, but two different sizes of the blue, white, and gold and green. This one is the is that the speckled? Yes, this is the speckled dots, and I understand they are unavailable right now. So very popular. I did order these in the beginning, and then these are the Bloomin' Pearls, and I love these. I I've used all of that color sort of thing. So some great embellishments, some great ribbons. We've got this one fell apart, so it's easy to show you. The blue glimmer ribbon, gingham with very vanilla, white with silver. And then I have, just quickly show you these, my rustic crate. And these are the dies that go with it. You put a crate together. It's really, really cute once you figure it out. I have the cut Stars at Night hybrid, which is an embossing folder that you can run through and cut at the same time. So again, I've used some retired paper there to do that one. And a different one, which I've got somewhere else. This was Classics. Does come as a bundle. It has some really great dies. I'm anxious to use that. Haven't done that yet. So, like I say, any of these, if there's something particular, and that's the Christmas Classics. But look at these dies. Isn't that neat? Can't wait to use that. Magical Meadow has dies again, and lots that you can stamp and cut on. And there's another one, but I don't have it right here. Forever Forest is another one with dies, trees, lots of, you can't even get them all on one sheet, as you can see by that. So, and yes, and Betty, you're right, you can't get that hybrid one right now, but it's coming back. It'll be back in, I believe it was the first part of September, like the 11th or something. So it's coming back. So happy mail. Again, part of the swap that I've been doing. Thank you, Cheryl. This is one of the ones with the bear. And the larger, that stamp set is in the new catalog too. I'm assuming most of you have a new catalog, so you can find those things in there. I should leave that out. I just want to keep them so I know where they're from. This one's from Joanne, and it's another one with the bear. And she's put the paper on the inside and a white piece here for you to write on. So that's kind of a neat idea. Then this one is from Jessica, and it is, Linda, you're on here yet? This is your Halloween one with white. Linda and Carmen, I don't know if Carmen's on here, but great Halloween lover. So that one I'm sure would be something you would be interested in. And then Faye sent me this one. She's part of my team, and we do a swap each month and give a little bit blurb as to what it is. So it's got some designer paper, some twine, and just a note, which is always nice to get. Kathy from another swap. This is a set that I don't have and didn't really interest me, but I love what she's done with it. The thermoses, and You Warm My Heart. This one is from Donna. And again, a set Modern Garden with a punch. That is the punch bundle. Yes, Corinne, some of the pieces of the bundles are out of stock, so you can't order the bundle when that happens, but they will be back. And as disappointing as it is, it just the way things are nowadays when you have supply chain issues and whatever. So sending cheer. This one is using, if you can see the white background, it's got that embossing folder that I had with the gold. And the looks like little clouds for the stocking toppers. I think it's kind of cute. This one is Light the Sky, and it has a die that cuts these little openings so that it looks like fireworks coming from underneath. And this one is from a friend, customer of mine, just wanting to thank me for everything I do. And it was so touching to get this card. Like I say, not expected at all. You sure know how to make some people happy. And I love it. So thank you, Joni. And this one we did last week in our Zoom with friends. And we all did different different kinds of paper and different embossing folders, but Marie taught us this, so thank you, Marie. I just love how it goes together and it stands up. It's called, I forget what it was called. It was a squisher, I think. So you certainly could have put more white if you needed more space to write, but I just love how it all is. So that is it until I do the draw, and I'm going to tell you who won these cards from last week. These are the ones I did the color coaches. So all three of those cards will be going to Kathy S. Thank you for commenting. I will get those out to you. And nothing else. Okay. Let me see if I can do this, guys. I always have to second guess. Wow. Oh, missed the piece. Okay, let's try this one. And then I'm going to go up to here. And then I have to go over here. And I'm guessing that you guys can see it. So there's 12 people who have commented. So I'm going to hit the wheel and start the draw. And if for some reason you can't see it, I will just announce, oh, looks like maybe you can, who the winners are as they come up. Gail, you should buy a lotto ticket because I think you won a couple times last week. And I must say on that note that Gail did message me afterwards and say, I don't need to win twice, give one of them to somebody else. So I did. Thank you for doing that. Catherine. Okay. And I really do appreciate every time you do comment and you share with each other and you share anywhere for me, whether you share on the post on yours or just with your friends. Bring your friends, get your friends to come along and join us. We, as you know, we just have a great time being together. And Corinne, right? Hope I'm saying that right. And if you're a winner and you haven't received a card from me, would you please message me your address? Because I do keep most of the ones that are I've sent cards to, but some of you I don't have them. So please send me your address if you haven't had a card from me before. I will, and if I don't hear from you, I will redraw next week for that particular card. These cards I send out are not ones that I've made totally. Some of them are, but a lot of them are swaps that I receive and ones that I make in other classes and whatever. And I just love sharing them with all of you. So as always, let me know if there's anything you'd like me to demonstrate for you. I'd love to learn more things and share them with you. And keep in touch. It's great to always hear from you, no matter how, whether it's on Facebook or Messenger or YouTube or anywhere. Love hearing from you, whether you're watching the replay or watching the lives. And barring anything unforeseen, I will see you all next week. Take care now.